it's the same, what it's similar, and then what we wish would be different when it comes to our personal support, but also like a statewide perspective for other people. I have many know about what to be different.
Yeah. I do want to say that I at one point was considered an expert in Medicaid waivers. That was back before COVID, during COVID. So a lot of my knowledge has kind of floated away, but I still have a lot of good lived experience and a good like understanding of the process. So I feel like we're pretty qualified to talk about this.
Yeah, me too. I'm always like to put that out there. You know.
Yep. All right. So I think I'm gonna start, and then you can.
Yeah.
All right. So to be eligible for Medicaid in Missouri, you have to apply for it before you're 18. For reasons that I simply cannot remember anymore. But you have to apply when you're a youth so that you can continue getting services as an adult. There are different programs from like age 5 to like 16, 16 to 18, and then 21 plus. So it's a lot of like overlap, navigation, and transition between all of the services.
And that for me, too, I did not met her Medicaid waiver until I was 18.
So, by some grace of God, I was able to get on Medicaid in the mid 2000s. I qualified for a waiver called Sarah Lopez, and it got me Medicaid services as a youth so that I could continue to get Medicaid services throughout the rest of my life. I cannot overemphasize how important it is to get connected with Medicaid and your state programs. They are truly gonna help you, but you gotta navigate them. So I got on the Sarah Lopez waiver as a kid, and all I had to do to keep my Medicaid was apply for SSI, which is Supplemental Security Income. Supplemental Security Income, and get voc rehab services. So once I had SSI, I was able to get like the move from the Sarah Lopez waiver to the Healthy Children and Youth waiver. So the Healthy Children and Youth, I think, I want to say it opens when you're like 12. Yeah, go there to read about HCY. Once you're on Healthy Children and Youth, you'll be able to transition from that to one of the adult Medicaid waivers. There are, I think, 3 or 4 adult waivers. I know for sure the medically fragile adult waiver, the community support waiver, and the independent living waiver. They all have similar goals, different aspects in like what services you receive. So for me, I really like my mom really scoured through all of the services and put together this incredible table of like all of the programs and what they offered so that I could sit down with her and really like choose what was going to be best for me. So when I turned like 20, we started looking at the adult waivers because They really start once you're 21. And we really thought it through and looked at how all of the different waivers reimbursed, what they reimbursed for, and the level of care they could provide. And because of my disability type, we went with the medically fragile adult waiver, because I need support for 12 hours overnight so that I can sleep with my breathing machine, be repositioned every couple of hours, and like if I need to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, I can get up and do that. If I didn't have someone, I would quite literally be a lump in bed. Which
that a rotting potato.
Yeah, exactly. So I often call myself a potato. And that's not safe or healthy, right? So I chose the medically fragile waiver because it gave me the services that I need to stay independent in my home. I am also on the Consumer Directed Services Program, which is not a waiver. And you can get like up to 4 hours a day of CDS, Consumer Directed, while you're also on a waiver. So that's really helpful when like factoring in your plans. And that's all I got.
Okay, so for me, mine was a little bit different. So in high school, I had a case manager who had uni submit on the Medicaid program, submit a case manager so that when you turn 18, you send it on the services to help support you. And that was when I was 14 to 15 years old, and we were like, oh, okay, no one told us about it. I didn't even know that we could have a waiver file so that my mom was and so is a stay-at-home mom while my dad went to work, and my mom was taking care of my house when I was in school, but getting me ready, and when I was at home, he'd help me with dinner, whatever I needed to do. And we didn't even know until a case manager said, you need to make a case worker. So when I was 14 or 15, we met a kind of case manager, and then when it was time to apply for Medicaid, it was when I was 18 years old. When I was 18 years old, and it was during COVID, so there was no Medicaid waitlist, and I chose to go with the community support waiver because that allowed you to hire whoever you wanted. It's for self-directed support, and I qualified for the highest level of care because I am a forward. When I'm up and walking, I haven't gone in a while, but I'm still considered a forward and high support need, even though I am independent on paper. I'm considered high support. So I am able to miss 20 hours a week, and that's pretty awesome. I am also my own guardian. So because I'm my own guardian, I'm able to hire my parents to support me when I don't want a DSP with me because I value my alone time. So I really like having the ability to have my parents sign in, and that is one way too that I can miss back to my household as well as far as income.
Yeah, so my staffing looks a little bit different, different program, different method. So I I use an agency to staff my nurses. The agency that I use right now is Beata, and I've really had success with them. They've gotten me full coverage 7 days a week overnight, and it's been consistent for the last year or so, which sometimes isn't possible. Like, there was a point when I was going home on the weekends because they weren't able to find a nurse that would come and do home care.
And I'll let you finish, but I was gonna say that, and that's I don't have nothing but the support, math support is everywhere.
Yeah.
I can't find people to staff my test.
Yeah, I also struggle to find people during the day.
Yeah.
So we should do a whole video on how to recruit PCAs. Oh, you did already? Okay. Yeah. Queen.
Yeah.
I love it.
People keep asking all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, I made more videos.
This is why we're girl bosses. We just get it done. Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, so staffing is rough. So for overnights, I use an agency. I let them deal with everything. They send me nurses to do a meet and greet, which is an informal interview. So they've already had the interview with the agency. They're already hired on with the agency, and they come to me to do see if it'll be a good fit, tour my house. We try to talk for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, just to learn about each other, and kind of go from there. Sometimes it's a great fit. Sometimes it's not a great fit. It's really important to know what you need and what type of support is a good fit for you. And that might change throughout the stages of your life. So when I was in undergrad, I liked a completely different kind of almost personality style of support versus what I need now.
And I
no, yeah.
Okay, so for personality style, I would make that too. And I haven't been doing this for very long,
Yeah.
I miss that per week support come out kind of over my summertime, and it can really make. But I started out in the summer with people who didn't fail, didn't have to know content creation, didn't have to know editing, didn't have to know any of that, because I was working a full-time job, so your professionalism was valued then. I hate the word professionalism.
Professionalism?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a terrible word. I hate professionalism.
But you know what I mean? They needed to be in the corporate world.
Yeah.
To provide my daily meetings and my email and all that stuff. But now I'm my own boss. So now the person who works with me has to be really creative, really down to help with editing, help with errands, help with super 24-year-old shit that I want to do, and that you cannot be mistaken.
Exactly. So
hopefully that made sense.
Yeah, I mean it made sense to me. So similarly, during my 4 hours of day that I get help during the daytime, I can also hire my friends and family to be my caregiver. So my parents are my backup because you always have to have a backup. It's just one of the requirements.
Yeah.
Which is good because safety.
Requirement with you or requirement with what?
Requirement from the state, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you have to have an emergency plan with every waiver program. Bless you. Is that snuff?
My allergies on the dripping today.
Yeah.
Annoying it. How much?
Well, and yet we persist. So
emergency plan.
Yeah, so emergency plans for all of the programs you have to have. Like, what are you going to do in case of a fire? What are you going to do in case of severe weather? What are you going to do if your person doesn't show up? Like, all of those things. So my parents are my backup, and then I have multiple friends around, including Anna, who are on my list of people that I can call if my aides don't show up, my PCAs don't show up. I feel very supported and safe in my network, which I don't think that's true for a lot of people. So very blessed and very fortunate to be able to have the people that I have in my life. So finding a person that's not your parents is pretty difficult.
Yeah.
Something I have had a lot of success with is reaching out to university students who are in OT, PT, nursing, speech therapy, social work programs. Those are the 5 that I really look for.
Can I add something? Mm-hmm. There's a website. I think I told you. When did I not tell you?
You might have not told me.
There's an actual website on Handshake that you should post an ad, and it goes out to every university.
Link there.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Me down there.
Oh, down there. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Can we put a floating bubble up there? I love a floating bubble.
Yeah, we should. But yeah, it's a Handshake, and it's completely free, but I do recommend paying for it because more eyes submit on your ad if you do that. And that's how I found my current PCA.
Yeah, so the Handshake is a great idea. I have gone through a like more cold calling type route, where I'll just email either a professor or a student or the disability office and say, hey, I've got this job, here's how much it pays, here's the tasks that I need help with, can you distribute this description to your students and have them contact me if they're interested. Yeah. I don't usually get a lot of people, which is fine because the consumer directed program really only allows you to have 4 people on your payroll. So you can't have too many folks working for you, or else it becomes like a whole nother program. So usually I get like 3 or 4 quality people a semester. And then like what I've done in the past is kind of like word of mouth networking, recruitment style. So like I'll ask my current PCAs, be like, hey, I know you're graduating this year, or going to be on field work. Do you have any recommendations for someone that might be interested in helping me being a PCA? In grad school, I was very connected with the SLU Greek life, and they were really awesome in helping me get PCAs through like the sororities and like the other like Greek organizations on campus. And they were then like able to tell like their littles and the rest of their chapters about about the job at chapter meetings. So it's like really easy to recruit people that way. Now that I'm in grad school, it's a lot. Now that I'm like not at SLU, yeah. It's a little bit harder because it's just like you don't have as many connections. So like I can email the same group of people, but because I'm not like a student on campus there, I'm not as like connected. So it's a little bit harder to find folks, and you got to do a little bit more work to get everything done.
And for me, I am on health direction services through an agency called Acumen, who pays them and does all the paperwork on that with no limit. So I have 11 people about 5 of them work for me like all week, every day. Not the same person, but you know what I mean. And then everybody else who is on there is a backup person for when somebody is not available or when I have a weird need, I will call them and be like, who wants it?
Yeah.
And then you can take, like I said, with the many opportunity, paid or even unpaid, but paid is way better. Then I use Facebook posts by tagging all my current PTA and then word of mouth with all my current PTA.
Yeah, so that's another thing about like Anna's waiver versus my waiver. Like she has the ability to go through an agency with her self-directed services. Mine are a little bit less formal. I work with Paraquad, so they're the ones who hire and pay my PCAs, but I'm responsible for hiring, firing, training, and really anything else that they need to do. That's my responsibility. All that Paraquad does is support like the payment process and the payroll. They do not find people for you. Does Accurate want? Okay.
Unless you want a like nursing or like what I really hate is like animals will hand me something with a Mr. Day program on it. I mean, like, yeah, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So no, they will not time unless you are like, oh yeah, I'll go with the nursing agency or I'll do a day program or a work program. Acumen, all they do is the payment process.
Okay. Yeah. So basically the same thing, just two different programs.
Yeah.
There's two different models of like PCA programs that are like separate from the waivers. So you cannot have two waivers at once. You can be on one waiver and one other program. So you can choose from consumer directed services or like agency model. Agency model is where you work with an agency and they send people into your home, and you have very little say in the process of hiring, firing, training. Like they're gonna send someone who has already been trained and knows what they're doing to support you. Which if you have, like, depending on your like disability level and needs, like that might be really helpful for someone who has like a lot of higher complexity like impairments, like is non-speaking or can't like move as much as like me and Anna can. Having someone that like supposedly already knows what they're doing coming is great. But for us and many people like us, we are particular and like to train our staff by ourselves because we have standards. Sorry, that sounds so mean. I should not. Sorry, that was so mean.
I had very high standards, and I thought it worked over time.
Yeah, no, me too.
But it's based on my experience.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, and like you should have high standards, right? Like having a PCA is like important in keeping you functioning, so you need to have quality people who are willing to like go on the adventure with you, right?
You don't need somebody who hates their job or like something like that.
Yes, so like find people that enjoy spending time with you, find people that are interested in learning about accessibility and new experiences. I think that's really important. Is there anything else?
No, I think we pretty much covered it.
Nice.